Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Indigo Jo, for those of you who have not seen any of my videos because I'm pretty new. Today we're doing a pick a card and I'm just going to do a quick career forecast. So the way it works is whatever card you picked from the thumbnail, the choices were 1, 2, and 3 for the crystal card deck. Whichever pile you chose from the thumbnail, you can just skip forward to that reading and we're gonna give you a quick career forecast. So just an update, I'm currently quarantined here in my bedroom, which is like positive and negative. It has both sides to it, but I just want to do these readings now, and hopefully now that there's no distractions, I can get a bunch done and help you guys out with anything you might be struggling with during this time. I know it's kind of scary, but we're gonna get through it together. So thanks for sticking with me. I wanted to do a quick reading today. I'm just gonna pull like my tarot cards. I'll probably do like a couple tarot cards, and I'll still read you guys what the crystal meaning is for the crystal you chose, and then I think in addition I have a couple of other oracle cards that could help. But I don't really have any guidelines. I'm not doing a spread for this. I'm just kind of gonna read intuitively and see what I get for each pile. Hi pile 1, thanks for joining me. Now that I'm finally a little more settled. This is for those of you who picked pile 1, the green aventurine stone. So intuitively I just got teacher, like immediately I just got the word teacher. And when I looked at the face, because there's like a little face in this crystal card, I saw like a very nurturing, like caring, loving, maternal kind of energy. Definitely like an older divine feminine energy. And so I just got like a caregiver, nurse, teacher. That's what's coming to me right now. Yeah, I'm really heavily seeing like midwife even, definitely nurture. Someone here works with babies or children, small children. Yeah, those are the vibes, or those are things that you would be good at or are naturally good at, is what I'm getting. But I'm gonna read like a more in-depth description of what this card means. Green Aventurine, number 25. That's just what I'm getting right off the bat intuitively from you guys. So I'm gonna get into the tarot card now. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna take those actually. Ooh, we got a couple. This is good. Good thing I shuffled before. Shouldn't have that. Yeah. Sorry. So let's see what we got here. We have 4 cards for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. All right, starting with Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you guys have like a fiery energy to you guys. You're like super passionate and driven, which is like great. You could be fire signs. So very ambitious, goal-oriented, definitely heavily focused on your career and your finances. That's really important to you guys, which means you could also be earth signs, someone who's more grounded and into having that like security and stability, which is great. Yeah, I do see like an offer coming in for you guys of some monetary capacity. I don't know. Sometimes I jumble my words. I'm an air sign, and like I'm so in the air that the words don't really come out the way I want them to. Let's see. Okay. I'm seeing something about purple hair. So I don't know if one of you guys has purple hair or you dyed your hair purple recently, but that's coming out. So good for you. I see you, girl. I like it. I think it's a good look. But that's for someone specific. If you have purple hair, this is your pile. Basically, you guys have been super organized when it comes to like your goals, what you want. You've written the lists down, you've taken the steps, and sometimes you kind of veered off the path a little bit, but you've definitely always been on track as far as like organizing yourself, and that is gonna definitely bear some fruit in the upcoming months. I'm not getting a number right now for like when this offer is coming in, but I can see that there is an offer coming in, so that's amazing. Also, if one of you has a Dalmatian doggy, this is also your pile. He's really cute. I like Dalmatians. I'm seeing a Dalmatian. I say a lot. Okay. That's what I'm getting for that pile. Card number 2, Queen of Wands. I feel like you guys really want to do something creative, but you're like stuck with these two options because you have something already that's kind of more secure, or you've always felt that it was more secure, but right now, like in the past, you kind of held on to this, whatever it was, whether it was a job, a project, a person, something that gave you security and stability and made you feel like all of your, I don't know, your feet were firmly planted on the ground. But basically, now you're kind of veering away from that thing or person that kept you very grounded, and now you're kind of you're dreaming a bit more. Maybe you've had more time because of the given circumstances to like dream bigger, dream not necessarily better, but different things. Things that you never really thought about before. You're kind of opening your eyes to, and you're wanting to be more creative and branch out in that way. And I think that's gonna lead to a lot of happiness for you, because before, whatever it was that you were holding on to before, it was just keeping you kind of stagnant, like emotionally and energetically. It was just kind of boring. Like I'm getting a really bored kind of vibe from it. But this new thing is piquing your interest, and it's like making you dream and wonder, and you're very curious about it, and that's something you really want to move forward with. And I think you should, because I think that's actually going to lead to a lot of prosperity as well, and that very well could be what sparks this Knight of Pentacles coming towards you, because the Knight could just be like an employer or someone who approaches you with a project or something, but could be a client. Whoever is coming to you with this proposal or this offer, and then you're over here, the Queen of Wands. So let's see. Okay, I do think yeah, now that I'm like looking at these cards side by side, it kind of seems like there's a client or an offer that's coming towards you in one direction, but then there's someone else coming towards you in the other direction, and it's this Knight of Swords, which I feel like is the one that you should stay away from, because Knight of Swords is someone that comes in quick and comes out just as quick, leaves the picture, doesn't have the best intentions, isn't as stable, isn't as mature, just very flighty, very up in the air, scattered is what I'm hearing, a scattered energy. So if anyone approaches you in that way, even if it's like a client, I'm getting a strong note to just pass on this if possible, because there's another offer that's better, more prosperous, more stable, more mature, and I think you'll also feel that from the energy of the author, the offer. So take the offer that you feel is the more grounded and stable one than this kind of like scatterbrained, like stealthy, sneaky one that's coming in. It's funny because if you look at these cards like all together, it kind of looks like there's two men like rushing toward this one queen, and I don't know if you can see that, sorry. It looks like there's two men rushing towards her, and she's just kind of like, I've got these two options, which one should I pick? Not really phased, because either one is going to be good for her. Like, either one brings her a ton of like prosperity, but I don't know. I guess when it comes to the grounded offer and the flighty offer, it may seem like the flighty offer is more appealing at first because it's that like one that's different. But I think in the long run, the grounded offer is going to get you more security. So ultimately the choice is yours, but I'm just not feeling great energy from this like flighty, scattered Knight of Swords. But it's your choice. So whatever you feel in your heart is better. You should pick that. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the Ace of Cups. So that could also be a sign in itself, the fact that we have an ace, which is the number 1. So it could be in a week, in a month. I'm not getting, I don't know. I'm not getting longer than a month just because you have this kind of like steady, you have multiple people coming towards you, so I feel like this is something that's happening like kind of all at once. So probably within the month you're gonna have this decision to make. But I'm getting that you should definitely follow the feeling, follow your emotions. So how do you feel when you think about both of these options? Like, take that in. If one of them feels like daunting, like, oh, I don't even want to think about it, like I'm gonna be so unhappy, like if you get that like negative vibe from it, just forget about the money or everything else. Think about how that feeling is affecting you and how that's going to affect you in the long run too. So definitely go with your gut feelings and your emotions when you're making this choice, and then you'll make the one that's right for you. Also, if you're seeing any doves, this could be confirmation of this message. Any white birds, that could be confirmation too. So I'm sorry that I say so much. I'm really trying to hone in on my words. I'm just a little scattered and a little stir crazy at the moment, being stuck inside, and like it's been doing things to me. But I am very sorry about that, and I will fix myself if I can. Okay. So from this deck, I feel like, okay, so you got karmic relationship and mother. So I feel like a karmic relationship could be affecting your finances and your career, either or right now. Or you could have some karma in the workplace that you're working through at the moment. So if things aren't really going your way, it could just be a karmic lesson, meaning it's a lesson that was put in place on purpose for you to grow from. So always kind of look at challenges and struggles in that perspective, or from that perspective of which that it is a lesson for you that you will grow from and become a stronger, wiser person from. And that's going to lead you on to the next step on your journey. And that's what I'm getting from the karmic card. But we also have mother. So I don't know if you are a mother. If you are, this is confirmation for you. If not, I'm seeing possible 2 children in your future. And if that's something you have not wanted, maybe I'm getting that you'll change your mind, or you might change your mind. If you really don't want kids, like, no problem. Like, I'm not telling you one way or the other, but this is what I'm just seeing is like you could make a very good mother. And I think from the vibe I was getting earlier of you being super nurturing and comforting, I feel like that would help in mothering. But not to say that's your only career, by no means. I'm just saying that could play a big part. Also, if you're a caregiver, if you take care of children in any capacity, that's just another symbol for that. And let me pull one more card and see what I get here. Scribe or writer. Okay, so some of you guys could be writers too. And if that's the case, or that's something you could be really good at, and mixing that in with children, I think also you could possibly write children's books, or that could be something that would be a really good project for you guys to work on. That's what we got from those cards. Let's see from this deck. Oh, you got a special greeting. Hello from heaven. Archangel Azrael, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Oh, that's beautiful. So if you have, I'm getting a mother. So if someone's had a mother that's passed, she could be coming through right now, especially since I pulled the mother card earlier. And that's just a special greeting from her saying hi and that she is doing well. So there's that. Also, if any of you have had any, I'm getting more of a maternal energy, but any females, feminines that have passed, they just want to say hello. And then I'm going to pull one more card since that was, okay. I'm going to pull 2 cards here. So, clairvoyance. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Archangel Raziel. Relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Yeah, so if you guys are going through some sort of work problem, work relationship issue, it seems like that will be resolved. That's going to come to a head and just kind of filter out, is what I'm hearing. So, but you should be working on your clairvoyance because you actually have the gift of spiritual sight. So I think that can help you a lot when it comes to your career. Like having your own intuition and knowing can help you maneuver through these issues that you might be having in the workplace. So I'd say do some third eye meditations, get some sunlight in your third eye. If you're staying in too much, definitely work on getting more sunlight because that's actually going to help heal your third eye, which is right here, like above and in between your eyes, if you didn't know. So yeah, that is what I'm getting for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm feeling really tired all of a sudden, and I wasn't expecting that to happen. It just kind of hit me. But I'm going to read your crystal card meaning before you go. Okay, so I think I'll read the prosperity message. So, essential meaning for this card, Green Adventuring. Luck, good fortune, potential, possibility, and new opportunities. So that's really great for you. And it fell. Prosperity message. The nature of Earth is abundant and prosperity is your natural state. The potential for healing and balance is there if you open to the possibilities presented to you. Perhaps not exactly what you wish them to appear, when you wish them to appear, or exactly in the form that you imagined, but they will show up. Opportunities are easier to spot when you let go of your old beliefs about wealth and instead surrender to the universal flow. Eyes open now, for there is much potential for you to experience the security and prosperity you desire. Okay, so I feel like this is basically saying keep an open mind, because what you imagined as like a means of wealth and prosperity may not be actually how it happens. And there could actually be a different way for you to get everything you could possibly have wanted in your life. Like, the way you could achieve that might be different than what you originally thought. And I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense. I'm really trying. Thank you so much, Bio One, for being here. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, Bio 2. Thanks for joining me today, and let's get into your reading. We're doing a career forecast. This is for those of you who picked the Apache Tears crystal card, which I love Apache Tears so much. I think it has such a cool like myth and legend to it. Ooh, okay. There's like a darkness here I'm getting. Like dark, mysterious vibes. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling somebody here. But basically, Apache Tears comes with this myth of a tribe or a village of people who all of the men went off to war and died. Most of them died. I don't know if all of them died, but most of them. And so when the wives of these men, I think they were mostly men, found out that their husbands had all died, the myth says that they cried so much that their tears turned to stone, and the stone is the Apache Tears. So obviously this has to do with the Apache. Okay. Apache Tears. Now I get it. But in this card, like in all of these crystal cards, there's like a face that you have to really like look deep into to find sometimes, and this one looks really suspicious and kind of like dark, but in like a cool way. So I'm getting major Scorpio vibes here, like very mysterious, knows things, got some tricks up their sleeve, almost invisible, like you can almost not even see this person. So they're very sneaky, sly. This could be your energy. I feel like it is, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But also, before I picked up this card, I just got the word firefighter in my head, so I don't know if some of you are like firefighters too. But that's really cool. I'm gonna get into the actual meaning of the card later, because I'll read the description from the book. As of right now, I'm going to pick some tarot cards for you, and then I'll pick some oracle cards also later. Okay. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, so Six of Swords, the World, and the Empress. So traditionally, Six of Swords is leaving stormy waters for calmer waters. So it's like two people on a boat. One of them is steering the other away from the stormy water. I feel like you're the person on the boat, and you're how do I put this? Okay. So you're kind of a contrasting person. I'm getting like Gemini maybe vibes. You flip-flop a lot. So one day you want to do this one thing, and the next day you want to do something completely different. So it's like those different kind of flip-floppy vibes I'm getting. And you're steering the boat, but I don't feel like you know where you're steering it. You're just kind of like, well, I'm leaving, but I don't know where I'm going exactly. So you could be someone who maybe starts things but doesn't like to see them through. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I understand, I do this all the time. But basically, like, maybe you'll take on a job and you'll start it because you want the experience, you want to learn from it, but you don't necessarily want to stay there for a long time. You just want to have that experience. And so through that, I feel like you have been in this position many times where you've encountered problems in a situation or a project, but you knew from the beginning that you weren't going to see it through anyway, so you're ready to just leave. Like, if things get rough, you're like, no, this is bullshit, I'm out of here. And I understand that, because it's that idea of like knowing your worth. Like, if you're feeling mistreated in a certain project or a certain job that you took on, and you know that like that job isn't for you anyway, you have no problem leaving it. And I think this is like what's happening in your situation right now. Maybe you have just quit your job or are thinking about quitting your job, and you want to get on the boat and you want to steer it away to calmer waters, but you don't necessarily know where the calmer waters are. So you're just steering it, you're just going, you're like in the middle of it, and then you're kind of just like, okay, I did it, I left that job, I'm in a better place, but I don't know where I'm going. Where the hell am I going? That is exactly the feeling that I'm getting from the card. So maybe that's what we can help you figure out right now. Like, okay, you got rid of that problem, but like, where to next? Like, what's the best direction? Sorry, I say a lot. I'm trying not to do that. But next card is the World. So from this, I'm seeing there's someone that was not very respectful to you, was very angry, took things out on you, is probably angry at you right now. I'm getting like a fierce lion energy. So I don't know if there's a Leo in your life, someone with maybe a definite fire sign, someone with some fiery like anger issues. They're not too happy with you. Could be like a former boss, former manager, or something like that. Or I don't know if this is a friend. I don't think it's a friend. I think it's someone who was in an authority position or was older than you. So it could even be like a parent or an older sibling or someone in that kind of sphere. But they could have brown hair, could have curly hair. They're not happy with you. No. They ain't happy. You could have pissed them off in some way, and they're sending you negative energy. So if you can, like, protect your energy. I should probably make a video about that, but I like to protect my energy in a lot of different ways. If you can, sage to clear your energy out, and then I would... easiest way, visualize yourself in a bubble, and that bubble is bouncing off any energy that people are sending your way. So that's really easy visualization, like meditation technique that I like to use. But aside from that, I feel like you are doing a good job of shielding yourself. Naturally. So I don't know if you used your own techniques, but you kind of keep yourself isolated. You could be self-isolating like most of us are doing in the world right now. But I think being in nature would actually be really helpful to you. So make sure you're like getting outside just for like sunlight and fresh air, and touch something green, like a tree, like, I don't know, touch some leaves or something that could actually help you. But this shield is very thick, so it could be keeping out new opportunities because you're just keeping yourself maybe a little too isolated, and you're floating, and it's like everything's up in the air, and you're just, ooh, I feel like this is kind of a dangerous position to be in because, like I said before, you kind of are unattached to things. You let go of a previous situation, or it was let go of. Either way, you're steering the boat, you don't know where the boat's going, and now you're just kind of like letting yourself drift. And it's making you a little depressed. Like I'm getting like a depressed, and not in a sad way. Like I don't think you're sitting at home crying every day. It's more of like a depressed as in you're tired, you don't want to get up, you don't know what to do, so you just kind of lay in bed, or you just kind of drift away, drift off, just like maybe watch Netflix all day long and just kind of like lounge because you don't know what's ahead, so there's nothing to look forward to. So instead you're like distracting yourself. Like, I don't know, maybe you play the drums. I'm seeing like drumsticks, or some kind of instrument, and you're just kind of like drifting and you're distracting because you don't want to think about what possibly could be in the future. Maybe some of you just went through a breakup, because I'm seeing like some connection with a blonde man or a blonde woman, either or. That's what you could be thinking about, reflecting on a previous relationship, staying stuck in that energy. But this is actually hindering your progress. So I think this card is more of a warning, like, hey, if you keep drifting off, you're gonna stay drifting, and that is not what we want. When you're on the boat, you can't drift forever. I mean, maybe it's healing you in a way for now, but it's just kind of a warning card not to drift too far away, and kind of come back down and get more grounded. Last card, we have the Empress. I don't know, I'm seeing cotton balls. Cotton swabs. Do any of you guys cotton balls? Do you do nails? If you do nails, I'm seeing that. Or maybe you do your own nails. But the Empress in general, she's like the divine feminine goddess. And she kind of stands for creativity because she's so fertile. In the picture, she's actually pregnant. And the idea is that she's pregnant by herself. Like, she created this life out of nothing. Like, she is the sole creator. And she's very like sovereign. She's always in her power, and she doesn't need a man. It's not like where like a queen needs a king, or that idea that like a woman needs a man. The Empress doesn't really need the Emperor. Like, I always see the Empress and the Emperor as like two completely standalone things. Like, not very often do they come together in a reading. I mean, maybe in certain situations, but when I see the Empress card, I see more of like someone who is in her ultimate divine sovereign power. And it's a power of femininity, it's a power of creation. So even if you don't identify as a female, it's all about the energy of the feminine, because everyone carries both masculine and feminine energies. So if you're not a female, it's just the pure energy of creativity. You have that inside of you, and that is what's shining through, and that's what's going to lead you to your ultimate success. And as far as like which direction to take, I think there's a path that's going to show up at your feet, because there's a path here at her feet. But there's actually a pretty stable, steady path that's going to show up for you, and you're going to know immediately, like, that's the path you should take. So I think you have some like spirit guides that are leading you there. So while you're on this boat and you don't know which way to go, I think you're doing a good job doing what you're doing right now, because as long as you keep going, the wind is going to steer your boat in the right direction. So it may feel unstable. It may feel like, what the hell is happening? Just be cautious of drifting. So always steer the boat. Like what you're doing, like you're paddling. I know this is a really long metaphor, but you're paddling, you don't know exactly where you're going, but you're paddling. So the advice here is keep paddling, keep going in a direction. Just, go in a direction. Whatever direction that is, doesn't matter. You're going in a direction. Don't throw the paddle away and just drift, because that is when you're going to run into some problems. So it may be hard, but you need to pick a direction and just go in that direction, because even if that's not the right direction, right or wrong, it's going to lead you to the thing that's going to lead you in the right direction. So that is the message I'm getting. I speak in metaphors. I'm sorry if that was really confusing, but that's the message I'm getting for you. And it all comes down to your feminine energy and your creativity. So if you use this as your guide and just be in this power and be in this energy, you're never going to go the wrong way. So what lights you up, what sparks that fire in you and brings out your creative side, that's the direction you need to be going in. And what card am I getting? Okay, phobias. Sorry. Transportation. Help. Okay. All right, so as far as like careers, so I'm using the past life oracle deck right now. So I'm getting phobias, persecution, and inquisition. So any phobias you might have when it comes to your career, whether it's like, say you're a firefighter who's afraid of fire, or like, that's just a weird example, but any phobias that are coming up with your career, or maybe like you want a career in the esoteric arts or something that's more taboo. I don't know, maybe you want to model lingerie or something, but you are afraid of it. I think whatever fear you have could also have to do with persecution and inquisition. So in a past life, if you believe in past lives, but in a past life, maybe you were persecuted and maybe you died by fire and you're afraid of fire now. Something like that. Something, or it could even be in this life when you were younger, something happened and it created this phobia and this fear in you that's actually preventing you from something that you really, really want to do. So it could be like whatever creative endeavor you're really passionate about and would love to do, you're like terrified of doing it, and it could be something stemming from your childhood, or if you believe in past lives, could be like a past life issue. And right now, like confronting that fear is going to resolve this like past life karmic issue or like childhood issue that you've had. So sometimes the only way we can conquer our fears is to stand up to them. And that's something I think you're being advised to do. As far as your career, we also got the transportation card and the health card. So you could either work in transportation or health care, or this could be something that could bring you some joy or comfort as well. And let's see. So creative writing. Let's see. We have creative writing and sensitivity. So creative writing, Archangel Gabriel, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So if writing is something that you're interested in but you're afraid of doing, Archangel Gabriel is telling you that it's something that could be very beneficial to you, prosperous, and is a great career choice for you. It's something that you're probably naturally good at. Also, second card we got is sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Okay, so Archangel Haniel. So I think this is a card basically being less harsh than I was earlier. So I'm sorry if I was being too harsh. I was just like, obviously if you're going through a hard time, like take that time that you have now to try and heal it. Like if you are having really intense, deep emotions, deep childhood traumas, phobias that you're overcoming, now's a really good time to heal that and to honor those emotions that you're having. And by no means am I saying like overlook them. Of course not. I'm a big fan of doing shadow work and opening up to deep emotions that I've repressed and releasing them. And I think that could help you a lot. But Archangel Haniel is basically saying, if you're feeling sensitive to energies and emotions, maybe slow down for a little bit and honor that sensitivity in you. And then when you're feeling better, get back up on that boat and start paddling. And I think, like I said, that card earlier, the World card, was just a warning, like, yes, take care of yourself, heal yourself, but don't fall too far down the rabbit hole to where you can't crawl out of it anymore. You know what I mean? Always keep that rope with you, like keep a lifeline. Maybe reach out to a friend if you really need help. Just make sure you're staying grounded in some capacity, because you don't want to fall too deeply into any kind of sadness or depression. And that's what I'm getting for you. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to read your crystal card, which is the Apache Tears. Apache Tears. Okay. Prosperity message. At times, the conscious universe's answer to you is no, but only because the conscious universe loves you unconditionally and wants you to experience the very best of everything. The tears that flow will also water seeds of joy you don't even know are planted in the field of infinite possibility. Now's the time to allow yourself to grieve your losses as if you were sweeping the doorstep and taking out the garbage so that you can make way for a new delivery. The conscious universe has so much planned for you, so release any emotions that might block you from moving into a state of receptivity. Abundance and prosperity will soon be visible in your outer conditions. Okay, so this is perfect because I feel like this kind of sums up what I was trying to say with my words that are really hard to communicate. Basically, take that time to release any emotions that's hindering you from moving forward, because once you release it, you're going to feel a lot lighter, you're going to feel a lot more energetic, and that's when you'll know that it's the right time to pick back up where you left off, start paddling, make a decision of where you want to go, and just keep paddling, go in that decision, just keep going, because that choice is the first step that's going to lead you where you really need to be, and then that's going to lead you to where you want to be, which is the gist of this reading, the gist of what I was trying to say before. But I hope you really enjoyed that pile too, and thank you so much for being here, and subscribe if you vibed with me. Leave a comment, suggestion, and like this video. Bye. Oh, hi, pile 3. This is for those of you who picked Bix Bite. I'm sorry, I've never seen this crystal before or heard of it, so I like it a lot. I like the color of it. Let's see what I'm getting from this, actually, because ooh, I am feeling like a fiery energy, like somebody's got a lot of vibrance in here. Like somebody gets mad. I don't know if you're angry right now, maybe one of you is, but I'm feeling that for sure. But I love, like, this crystal has a very feminine energy, but also just like fiery. I'm just thinking Queen of Wands, which is like the queen of like passion, like could be sexuality, desire, fiery emotions, creativity. So that could be some words to describe you, maybe. And I'm definitely going to get into the actual description of this card later. I'm going to read from the guidebook for that one because I really like their descriptions. They're very unique, and they get a little bit more in depth from what I can just pick up intuitively sometimes. But let's get some cards for you on your career. Get a couple tarot cards going first, and then I'm going to get into some oracle cards. So that's a lot. Okay, we'll do that one. Let's see. That one and that one. Okay. So first card. Wow, this one wanted to come out again. You got 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Strength card. So 2 of these cards we actually got before. Though with all the swords, I'm seeing that you could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could also be an earth sign or a Leo. Or you could be none of those, but those could be prominent in your birth chart. But right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of mental energy. You could be thinking a lot, maybe overthinking right now. Your thoughts are keeping you a little trapped. Like, I see that you really want to escape your thoughts and you're actively trying to distract yourself, but it's not making the thoughts go away. It's just kind of like keeping them at bay in your head while you're trying to like actively get the hell out of your head. So I see a lot of distractions. Maybe you like to get away and go into the woods, into nature. You just like to go outside, step outside. That's great. I'm not saying that's bad at all. But I think the thoughts are still around you. Like, even if you try and pretend like they're not there, they're still there. So I'm seeing a lot of anxiety that you're distracting yourself from. So it could be that you feel like you were turned down on some offer when it came to this. Obviously is a career reading, or maybe someone didn't choose you for a promotion or a job position, and that left you feeling just like, well, crushed, and then having all of this anxiety. So you could have also been laid off. And it feels like your money is just kind of leaving you, like it's going the opposite direction. instead of coming towards you. And I think it's leaving you in kind of a lack mentality at the moment. So in order to deal with that, you've just been kind of distracting yourself with other things, maybe distracting yourself with love situations or like other emotional situations, so that you won't have to keep overthinking about this anxiety and this panic that you're dealing with when it comes to your finances and your career. But whatever this situation was, it definitely left you very just upset and anxious. And that's something that I think you need to heal from first and foremost. This whole situation left you really upset and angry. And I think that's like the fire energy I'm getting. That's probably where it's coming from. You have a lot of unresolved pain from the situation, and you don't want to think about it anymore. You don't want to overthink your life away, but you do have like this pent up anger from it, and you're trying to tame it. You're like, no, like, so sorry, I'm looking at the Strength card. Obviously the feminine, this kind of describes divine feminine and masculine to me, but this is both sides of you right now. So the lion is you, like in your emotions, not feeling good, just angry, upset. And then the woman is you trying to tame those emotions and trying to distract yourself from the situation at hand, and basically like, no, I need to put on a brave face and make sure everyone knows I'm completely balanced and I'm okay and I'm fine and I don't need anything. Like, I can take care of myself, so let me shut up these inner emotions that are wanting to come up. Let me just put them in a box and hide them forever. But let me get a few more cards for you guys, because I feel like there's more to this story. Guidance for pile 3. I'm gonna pick one more. It feels like you're feeling really left out, like you were cast aside. You were like the black sheep of the situation, and you are angry. Like, I feel the anger. You feel like something brighter and shinier was picked instead of you. Maybe someone else who didn't work as hard or have the same work ethic, but because they charmed the employer or they charmed a person, they got the gold, and you were just cast aside as like just like a black cat, like this, like the black cat in the Queen of Wands card. But I think this is a karmic situation. So the reason that you went through this was because it was a karmic lesson. It was a lesson that your soul contracted to go through in this lifetime, deep in your core, in your soul, that you might not be awakened to right now, but deep in your soul, you knew that this was going to happen, and you knew that you were going to go through this because it's teaching you something, and it's like, it's opening you up. I don't know if you've heard of like the ever unfolding rose. It's one of those cards from that one deck that I forgot the name of. But the point of it is, sometimes we need things that are going to break us down to our core, so that we can crack ourselves open. And that's what this situation is for you. It's a karmic lesson. It's balancing you, and it's balancing your karma. And that's what we're meant to do as humans. Like, that's why we're here, is to balance our karma. And then like, you want that, because at the end of your life, you don't want to have any more karma or baggage here. So this is a good thing for you, and honestly, it's going to help you in the long run. So this is just like a slight little hiccup, but this card is here to tell you that your karma is being balanced right now, and that's actually such a great thing for you. in the long run. I know it may not feel like it right now. But you have the Moon card. So okay, the Moon card can mean a couple different things. I'm kind of picking it up right now as secrets. So there are secrets, there are things you don't know that were involved in this decision. There are things you don't know that are going to come from it. But in the end, I feel like your intuition was right when it came to this. Like, if you felt like foul play was happening, if you suspected things in the beginning, or if you suspected things all along that were happening, you were right. Your intuition was on point, and your intuition is calling out for you right now to follow it. That's the best thing you can possibly do, even if it seems really dark right now. Like, the road is long, the road is dark, everything is unknown, and you can't really be sure of anything at the moment. The card is saying, even with all of that, you still need to follow your intuition, because you have a strong knowing of what needs to come and what you need to do. And I think you're avoiding it. You're distracting yourself, like we said before. But you have a really strong inner knowing of what you need to do. And your guides are just basically telling you, like, dude, you need to just do it. Sorry, I'm going to pull one more just because I'm like, okay, clue into what that is. I'm just going to take one card though, please, guys. Please, just one card. I already gave them like a shit ton. Oh, okay. You know what? Sorry. They wanted me to give you two, so I'm going to give you two. High Priestess and 10 of Cups. Oh my God. These are positive. Really positive. So you, like I said, are a very intuitive person. You have the High Priestess here. You could be a female or have a really strong feminine energy, but the feminine energy is the energy of creativity and intuition. So I feel like if you channel more into this, or I don't know if you channel in general, like maybe you have some psychic abilities, or you're into things that are unknown, into things that are like not very popular, any kind of topics that are a little taboo, explore that more. Like High Priestess, explore that more. Explore your interests that are a little different than things you've been into before, but you never, like things you never really thought to look more into or explore. Like, say you were raised playing volleyball, but you always secretly wanted to dance and you never got the chance to do that. Now's a good time to explore the unknown. Explore things you never explored before, things that you could possibly just be naturally good at, but you never got the chance to explore. And career-wise too. This is a career reading that I forget about. But yeah, it could be a time to explore new avenues and see where that leads. And I think that's why this tower moment, I'm assuming you had like this big catastrophic ending, or whatever happened that is leading you down a different road now. I think this happened because you were meant to do something different that was going to lead you to your ultimate emotional fulfillment. 10 of Cups. And that's what everybody wants at the end of the day. Like 10 of Cups, I value that more than the 10 of Pentacles, because that means that I'm happy. I'm at my ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness. And I value happiness over money any day. So this is what's coming for you. You have the 10 of Cups in your future. And I think that's what this moment was. Just remember to follow your intuition to lead you to this. All right, so I'm going to grab an Archangel card for you. Any kind of guidance from the Archangels. Victory! Oh my gosh, wow. This is such a great card. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Just another note here that, like, such amazing things are ahead for you. This is not the end. Like, if you thought this was the end of your career, like, this is not the end. You have the 10 of Cups ahead. Like, you are going to be just fine. Believe me. One more card. Let's see. All is well. Okay. Archangel Jeremiel. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to with hidden blessings. You will soon understand. So what was I just saying? Literally everything is fine, and there's, like I said, like, you got the Moon card, which is secrets. There's something you don't know about the situation. There's hidden blessings coming right towards you. You just have to trust your inner knowing, because you do have spot on intuition. Okay, past life card, spirituality and religion. Let's see, grab one more. Celtic. Okay, I'm gonna grab one more. Spouse. So, okay, well, I got the spouse card. So these are my past life cards. Spouse. I feel like you guys could be getting married soon. So congrats. So that just wanted to come through. I'm not really picking up why. But you guys got spirituality and religion and the Celtic card. Crazy. So spirituality and religion. Earlier I was talking about if you're into the esoteric arts, tarot, channeling, Reiki, energy healing, energy work, anything. It's a little bit taboo, a little bit out there. This could actually give you guys a lot of success. Anything dealing with spirituality or religion, that could actually help if you are religious or spiritual. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but anyway. And then Celtic. So the fact that you guys got Celtic. So this is a past life card. You guys could have been Celtic in a past life. So maybe look into Celtic mythology. I find it very interesting. I love Celtic mythology. I just love Celtic things. But maybe researching a lot about your past too. Could be your family history. Maybe, I don't know if you guys are Irish or have some of that in your heritage, but I think learning a lot about your past, grandparents, great-grandparents, that could lead to something. There could be something there for you. And then last but not least, we're going to read the description for your crystal card. All right, so number 9. Also, if you've been seeing 9s, 9 is, I always say like 9 is completion, but it's more like nearing completion. So you might be in the process of completing a karmic cycle. Because I think 10 is more like completion. Because 10, when you add the 2 digits, 1 and 0, it's 1. So 10 to me is like, okay, this is done. And at the same time, I'm starting something new. So you're getting to that point, but right now you're still on 9. So 9 is like, this cycle is ending. And when I say it's ending, that means it's making way for a brighter, better beginning. Okay, so general meaning of Big Spite. Drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. All right, prosperity message. Full speed ahead, Captain, even though your ship may be sailing into uncharted waters. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Sorry, because you literally have a ship here sailing. But that is exactly what you're meant to do on your quest to experience the prosperous life of the conscious universe. The prosperous life the conscious universe wants for you. Big Spite's spirit's message is to take action toward the wealth that is all around you. Claim your power to create a solid foundation for any adventure you wish to take. Your boat is made of sturdy wood to sail with confidence, leaving behind the scarcity thinking of the past. Wow, okay. So, yeah, I think the reason, like earlier I said you might be distracting yourself from the anxiety is because you're afraid of these uncharted waters. That's what you fear, is like not knowing where to go next. So instead you're like, okay, let me distract. But I think you need to take advantage of time, if you have any, because of whatever situation ended, it might leave you with some time to start thinking about what you really want. Like what's going to give you that 10 of Cups kind of happiness and fulfillment. And now's the time to take advantage of the steps, taking the steps you need to get there. But I think now's the time to hone in on that focus and that drive that you had at your other job or position or whatever situation you just left, but channel that into what you actually want to do. And that's gonna give you success in your career and lead to your ultimate fulfillment. So that's all I have for you, pile 3. Thank you for being here with me. If you want, like the video or subscribe to me, or you can comment or leave a suggestion below, and I will see you in another video.